Hey yo, it's me, Mr. G, founder and CEO of Soul Set Entertainment, and you know what time it is. Yes, this is our fantastic. We're sticking to the goals, right? So where we're at? We're at over here. No, that's general area. All right, about there. Boom. The 2nd of February. Ideas and ghostwriters. Boom, because this is book week. What? Talking about books, writing books. This is what it's going to be all about. So if you have questions or comments or whatever the case may be, post it below and then push, smash, crush, destroy the like button. And if you don't do that, hit that other button, the not so liked button. But if you do that, at least let me know why. You know what I'm saying? And also, if you want to blah 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 blah. Now, what I said was if you wanted to subscribe, but you know, the English it just throws me out of whack sometimes. So, with that, ideas and ghostwriters. So, ideas. This is great. So, you have a story in your mind. Yes, you're like, oh, I have a story. Idea. Yes, that is official Trick and Scratch. And ghostwriters. So, why is this a thing? Why is ideas? Let me add an S. Ideas and ghostwriters such a big deal? Well, let's think about it like this. You have an idea. Yes, you do. But you don't know how to articulate it. Or I guess not articulate. You don't know how to write it down. Let's be honest. Writing is a form. It's an art form at that. No different than any other style of, creativity that there is. So, with that being said, some people have great ideas. This is factual. There's people who can't even read. They have phenomenal ideas. But the issue is they can't convey it to the rest of the world. Hence, myself. I can read, I can write, but I struggle. Why? Because I'm not fully versed yet, but I'm going to learn. Just like you can. Learning is, a part of the game. But just because you're not fully there doesn't mean you have to just take it on by yourself. There's these magnificent people called ghostwriters. You give them an idea, you tell them what you want, and they'll hook it up. Yes. Only thing is, you gotta have a little money. But if you ain't got money, then you gonna have to, start from scratch. Hence, a manuscript or something like that. You know what I mean? So with that, let's do this. Okay, so ideas. I'm gonna go with an idea. How about trees? Let's go with trees. Not those kind of trees, but the trees in nature. So, trees in Disney. Trees and Disney. Why these two topics? Because I want to do some stuff so we can think outside the box. So what type of trees we got? There's all kinds of trees in the world. There's little trees, big, tall, skinny. I know these are, descriptive. That's skinny. Yep, that's what that is. That is skinny. That's big, little, tall, pretty. There's actually trees that are pretty. They look effeminate. It's weird. It's crazy how that works. Oak trees, not oak trees, not oak. There's just all kinds of trees out there. Now, let's think about this. We have these ideas. So we got an idea, sort of. We got to flesh it out. And it's going to deal with trees in Disney. So what does Disney like to do? Disney likes to take away parents. So somehow we got to take away the tree's mom. So no parents. It's a Disney thing. No parents. I don't know why. Or idiotic parents. That's the thing Disney's into. They're all about that. So no parents or idiotic parents. So when you combine these together, so I have a tree. Let's think about the process. That's a tree. Yee! And then what do trees make? They make leaves, and look, that's the sun. Why am I doing this? Because we're fleshing it out. It's about the ideas. It doesn't matter how it looks in the beginning. You're just kind of fleshing it out to get it started. And that's what I'm doing. I'm conveying that because honestly, I don't have an idea yet. But when you get it, you take that idea, you flesh it out, you play with it, see where it goes, because, yeah, it's the process. It's all about the process. So I should probably give a process. Yeah. So far, we have an idea. I'll write that down here. So it's like an idea. Flesh it out. and 5 dubs. Who, what, when, where, why? 5 W's. Who, when, where, why? So let's see. If we're keeping this with Disney, what if there's a little seedling who falls too far? He gets caught in the breeze, and he grows up away from all the other trees, and he's in a little place where there's other trees that aren't like him, and he's the only squiggly tree amongst all the big, oaky, strong trees. He's the only squiggly tree. He's all scrawny, and then this little scrawny tree has to grow up in a world with the big old mean trees because they're all big and they're big trees. But he's still just a scraggly little tree. But before you know it, the tree can talk. Why can the tree talk? Because it's Disney. So trees talking to Disney. All right. If furniture can talk, trees can talk. It's Disney. So that little squiggly tree, he grows up. So let's see. Me, I like panel. So we started. He was a seed. He's a little tree. He blew away. Those are winds. He landed. He was planted. And then he met the other trees who were all big, strong trees, but he was the only squiggly tree. Look at me. He's the only squiggle. And then he grows up into a big, strong, squiggly tree, while all the other trees stay little compared to him. He doesn't know why they're all still little, but he knows he's different. And then introducing the humans. Why people? Because people like to cut down trees. So people come in and start cutting down the trees. Oh no, the trees are sad because they're getting cut down. And there's the one lone little tree, and eventually he's the only tree left because the humans like that tree, because he's all nice and awesome looking. And then they end up building a park around him. And then the people, there's a park. See, that's a park. That's a park. Not a puddle, but a park. He's all by himself. Now there's a park. There's little people. And now the park is where people come to like sit by the squiggle tree. And they love the squiggle tree. And that's why they built a park. And then he's all alone until the little squiggle tree drops his little seeds. And he makes more little seeds. And he's not alone anymore. He's not alone. And then there's a bunch of squiggle trees, which are all his little squiggly tree grandchildren. And then he's a happy tree who goes through sadness. Look, yep, that's a happy tree right there. It's a happy face on a tree. And the end. Boom. All right, now, was this weird? Yeah, it was. But once again, fleshing it out. You got to, whatever ideas work. You know, sometimes things don't always work or even make sense. But once you start digging and fleshing out and, you know, making that work. So, and like, technically, I'm probably going to use this as the idea for this month. I'm going to use this story about a tree. A Disney-fied tree that gets the park taken away and all that stuff. Is it a perfect idea? I don't know, but it's an idea. And the thing is, once you take it and flesh it out, if you follow the process, you actually write it so people can read it and be like, wow, this is cool, or wow, this is horrible. Man, English. People can read it and see what you're doing. You know, it'll allow them to benefit. Now, once again, with that, an extension to that, back to those ghostwriters, what if you can't flesh it out? What if you don't know it? You don't have it. You just have a general idea, like, you know, there's a tree and something else. Ghostwriters, going back to those people, they are phenomenal. You can use them. So if you have an idea, there's literally people out there who are paid just to write your ideas. So, or write stories based on your ideas. And guess who gets credit? You. Yeah. Your idea, your thought process, their typity, you get paid. It's crazy how that works, right? I know, that's what I'm saying. Now, in my case, I've already written a book. 2, not public. Well, man, actually, I've written 5 books. Maybe more, but they're not published. So once again, does no one justice if you cannot read them and see them and be like, oh my gosh, these are pretty okay. Yeah, so with that, as you can see, like I said, ideas. You have ideas, put them out there, flesh them out, make them work, be creative. so your idea, I had an idea, freaking, I fleshed it out. I broke it out. What was wrong with the tree? What was his dilemma? For me, this part of the process is easy. I could do this in a heartbeat all day, every day with anything and everything. But that's a skill that I have. Once again, everyone doesn't have the same skill I have. That's the joyous thing about the world. We all have different skill sets. So some people actually need to practice to be able to flesh ideas out in such a manner. And then also, if you're able to synergize, boom, that's the word I'm looking for. Synergize, because synergy goes far. If you can piggyback off someone who has a clue of what they're doing, they can guide you to do so much more than what you thought you could. And that is the power of awesome. Yes, synergizing. So, with that being said, back to this. Boom. Once you have an idea, flesh out the idea. 5 W's. Who, what, when, where, why. So, who was the tree. Let's write that. I'm going to write that out there so you know who. Because these are things. Who, what, when, where, why. So who? Tree, pretty tree. There you go. Tree. What? He blew away from his family, blew away, and he was all alone. And when? Modern day. Or postmodern, back in the day, think about it. So even with this story, postmodern, back before like a lot of these parks we have, it could be like the New York Park or something like that, you know, or whatever that park is called in New York. Obviously, I should probably know because it's like a major landmark, but I'm not from New York, so I don't know what to tell you. But with that being said, boom, back to it. Where? We're going to say New York. New York Park. It's the big New York Park. Why? Just because. Just because. That's hilarious. Obviously, just because is not a good answer. But you see where this is going. You see how this is working out. Now, if I were to take this idea and show this to some ghostwriter and be like, hey, man, this is what I see. He can do all the pretty work and like type it up, you know, into a children's book, a novel, you know, whatever the case may be. And the thing that's cool about it, there's actually people who've written books that can help you to write your book. And yeah, I know I move a lot. I sense that, but it's okay. We're going to get over that. But with that being said, ideas and ghostwriters, this is like the accumulation of awesome for you. So if you're an up-and-coming writer, regardless of what you're writing, whether you're writing a book for yourself or, you know, your autobiography, whatever the case may be. And honestly, I think with autobiography, it's probably easier because you already know who the 5, you know the who, what, when's, or why. You know what's going on in the story because it's your story. With that being said, and it doesn't hurt if you want to like to practice, I would recommend do that. And think of those significant events in your life, the ones that really made a major difference, and those people who made a major difference in your life. Because once again, those people are factors in your story. And always remember, you're writing your story, and it's ongoing. Ooh, I'm an animal. Sorry. It's an ongoing process as you write your story. So continue to write and continue to excel because that is what it is all about. So other things that I can say, because I'm going to flesh this out just a little bit more just because we have it here. So now that I have this, so look, there you go. For me, it's a storyboard. Look, you got your tree, he got blew away, and then he landed somewhere where there was no other trees all by itself. But then eventually other trees start to grow. He was taller than other trees. So he's always by himself. He's always all alone. You know, he's the only tree of his type there, you know. And then finally, the other trees get cut down. It's so sad because the humans come and build a park. When they build their park, they pretty much, they build that. They come to the tree to sit around him because he's so awesome. They see the awesome tree. He's all alone. But then it's time for him to give, you know, create more little trees. And then he ends up having little baby grand trees. I don't know if that's a thing, but that seems appropriate. He has his little grand trees. The grand trees, or he's happy because he has grand trees. Wait, that's a smile. Let's put some more grand trees in there. Yeah. Look, and there's little grand trees. And the humans let the grand trees live because they're awesome. And once again, idea, flesh out, 5 W's. All right. So with that being said, hopefully this was beneficial to you because if it wasn't, I'll do it again. Just let me know. This is founder and CEO of Soul Set Entertainment. Mr. G, and I'm out. Have a good night.